Hey my friends, this is Aldie, and today I want to talk with you about how you can completely reprogram your mind. So listen up. The first tip is to cut off all distractions. Now we live in a very busy world that's filled with noise. And everywhere we look, there's always music playing, there's always the internet on, and we always have our phones in our pockets. What I'm basically saying is that you need to get within yourself. You need to take a moment to reflect. You need to cut off all outside distractions and get really deep within your mind, within your soul, within everything that you know you were divinely designed to become. Once you cut off all outside distractions, the second tip is to take care of yourself sexually. Now the reason why I'm saying this is that if you want to become ultra successful, you need to understand how to transmute your sexual energy and to use it for a greater purpose. Now what do I mean by transmutation? What I'm basically saying is that you can take an image in your mind and transmute it for a greater purpose. So for instance, when you're lusting after a potential woman or a man that is not your husband or your wife, you can actually take that image and focus on something that is greater than that lust. You're basically focusing on a greater purpose. You're not focused on your bestial thoughts, you're focused on your spiritual thoughts. To be highly successful, you need to be sexually disciplined, because once you start getting into that area of lust, your mind starts to wander, and you have to control your mind. Your mind is the only place in the whole entire universe in which you are completely the master. Now also realize that this takes time. You don't automatically go from being addicted to porn to transmuting your energy and living your purpose all the way. No, my friends, it takes time. You need to practice this for months, for years, until you can actually cultivate the power to use the mind correctly. Now, what happens when you have a strong sexual urge that you can't control? Now, if you're married, of course, you want to make sure that your spouse can take care of you. But if they can't, you have to take care of yourself before you go onto that path of destruction. Now, once you clear off all distractions and you take care of yourself, you move on to the third point, which is building study time for yourself. Now, when I say building, what I'm basically saying is that you have to allow yourself 2 or 3 hours minimum to study how your mind actually works. What I'm basically saying is that within these 2 or 3 hours, every single day, this block of time that you have, you're reading books, you're reading articles, you're researching videos, you're taking courses that are helping you to build up your subconscious mind. Now you might be asking, well Daniel, how am I gonna shut off distractions if I'm gonna look at videos, or if I'm gonna read articles? And let me just say this one thing. I firmly believe that the best way that you can study is through reading books. Now the reason why I say this is because that is how I started. Because when I would read a book, all I would see is black and white, and it would allow my mind to work in such a way that allowed me to see a greater version of myself and my future. Now I'm not saying stay away from online material, otherwise you won't be watching this video. But what I am saying is to focus on what you can learn. Cut off any distractions. For instance, on YouTube, if you ever watch YouTube, make sure that you understand that you can actually block out former videos that you used to see. There's an option to do that. When you cut off all these distractions and you focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, like miscellaneous things, you'll get to exactly where you need to be. Now the fourth step to reprogramming your mind is to record your thoughts. Once you get into that moment of reflection, write down every single thing that you're thinking. Write down your past, write down your present situation, and write down what you want to accomplish in the future. I personally journal every single day because I believe that it relieves my conscious and subconscious mind. It helps me to get deep within myself and helps me to access the knowledge that I truly have so I can use it and profit off of my experiences. Make sure to get yourself a journal and write down exactly what you feel. Sometimes I even advocate writing a letter to God, or this supernatural resource that you can truly rely upon. Write down everything you feel, everything that's affecting you, and get it all out there on paper. The fifth and last step to reprogram your mind is to take action. Once you find out exactly who you are and how you feel, now it's time to move toward the things that you actually want in life. Now keep up this habit for at least 6 months. Make sure that you remain disciplined. You can't reprogram your mind in a night or two. You need to be consistent and practice this for the rest of your life. You're always reprogramming your mind because you're always growing. But the only difference between you and most people is that you're actually practicing it. You're actually doing it actively instead of haphazardly. You're taking a scientific and specific approach rather than an accidental approach like most people do. My friends, I've given you 5 tips on how you can reprogram your mind. If you like this video, make sure to comment in the section below, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.